Welcome to the channel everyone, and thank you for stopping by today, because what you are about to hear is not just another coin story but a journey into one of the most astonishing mysteries in modern American numismatics. A tale that blends history, chance, human error, and the unbelievable idea that a tiny 10-cent piece could be valued at an almost unimaginable $44 million. So sit back, stay with me, and let your curiosity run free as we dive into the legend of the 2012 P1 Dime USA coin, a coin that on the surface looks like any ordinary Roosevelt dime you might find in your pocket or change jar, yet beneath that ordinary face is a story that has captured collectors, investors, historians, and everyday people alike. Because this single coin is rumored, whispered, and debated to be worth more than the price of mansions, luxury cars, private jets, and entire businesses combined. All because of a combination of errors, mistakes, mint mark mysteries, and rare production possibilities that should never have happened but somehow did. And as we explore this story, you will begin to understand how a simple object can become a legend when the right circumstances collide at just the right moment. Starting with the year 2012, a year when millions upon millions of Roosevelt dimes were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, carrying the familiar P Mint mark that tells the world where they were born. And like every other dime of that year, these coins were supposed to follow a strict design, weight, metal composition, diameter, and striking process. Yet in the heart of the mint, where massive presses thunder day and night, where metal planchets are fed into machines at astonishing speed, where quality control is expected to catch every flaw, something extraordinary is believed to have slipped through, something so rare that even the most seasoned experts still argue about whether it truly exists. But stories persist of a single 2012 P dime that does not follow the rules, a coin that shows a unique combination of errors that together make it one of a kind. And to understand why such a coin could reach a value as staggering as $44 million, we must first understand how coins are supposed to be made, because only then can we grasp how shocking it is when the system fails. The process begins with metal strips being rolled to precise thickness. Then blank discs called planchets are punched out. These planchets are then cleaned, annealed, and prepared before being fed into high-speed presses where obverse and reverse dies strike them with incredible force, creating the design that we all recognize. And at each step there are opportunities for mistakes, from wrong metal mixtures to misaligned dies to foreign objects getting trapped between the die and the planchet. And while most errors are caught and destroyed, a tiny fraction escape into circulation, and when they do, they can become treasures. But most error coins are only worth a few hundred or a few $1,000s, so what could possibly make a 2012 P dime worth millions, let alone tens of millions? The answer lies in the rumored combination of errors and mint mark anomalies that should not coexist on a single coin, because rarity is not just about one mistake, it is about layers of impossibility stacked on top of each other. And according to collectors who claim to have seen photographs and private documentation, the legendary 2012 P dime is said to display a dramatic off-metal error, where the coin was struck on a planchet intended for another denomination or even another series entirely. Some believe it was struck on a silver planchet instead of the standard copper nickel-clad. Others whisper that it may have been struck on a planchet from a foreign coin or even a test alloy, which would immediately make it unique because the composition would not match any officially released coin from that year. And if that were not enough, the coin is also rumored to have a double-struck design, where the coin was struck once, failed to eject properly, shifted position, and was struck again, creating a ghostly overlapping image that looks like two coins merged into one. And on top of that, the mint mark itself is said to be wrong, either appearing doubled, misplaced, or in a position that should never exist on a Roosevelt dime, creating what experts call a mint mark error, which alone can raise a coin's value significantly. But in this case, it becomes part of a larger puzzle. And then there is talk of a die rotation error, where the obverse and reverse are not aligned correctly, meaning when you flip the coin, the other side is rotated at an incorrect angle, something that should have been caught in quality checks but somehow slipped through. And when you combine off-metal striking, double strike, mint mark anomaly, and die rotation into a single coin, you are no longer talking about a common error, you are talking about a statistical miracle, a coin that mathematically should not exist, And it is this impossibility that fuels the rumored $44 million valuation, because collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying a story, a once-in-a-lifetime anomaly that can never be repeated. And history shows us that the rarest coins in the world reach astronomical prices not because of their face value, but because of their uniqueness and the fascination they inspire. Just think of the 1933 St. Gaudens double eagle, which sold for over $18 million, or the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar, which crossed 10 million. These coins are valuable not only for their age but for their rarity, their stories, and the controversy surrounding them. And the 2012 P-Dime legend fits into this same tradition, but with a modern twist. Because it challenges the idea that only old coins can be priceless, it suggests that even in our own time, even in a world of mass production and digital tracking, something extraordinary can still slip through, and that idea alone is enough to capture the imagination of millions. Now imagine the journey of this coin from the moment it was struck, falling into a bin with thousands of others, shipped in bags to banks, then released into circulation, passing from hand to hand, perhaps used to buy a coffee or dropped into a vending machine, completely unnoticed for years. Until one day someone with a keen eye spots something strange. The weight feels different, the sound is not quite right, the design looks off, and curiosity leads them to examine it under magnification, revealing the layers of anomalies that transform an ordinary dime into a potential fortune. And from there the story grows, whispered among collectors, shared on forums, debated at coin shows, with some dismissing it as myth and others insisting it is real, hidden away in a private collection or vault, waiting for the right moment to emerge. And this secrecy only adds to its allure, because in the world of rare coins, mystery is a powerful force, driving desire and inflating value. And when rumors suggest that billionaires and elite collectors are willing to pay tens of millions for a single piece, the legend grows even stronger. Now consider the psychology behind such valuations. Why would someone pay $44 million for a dime? The answer lies in the concept of absolute rarity, the idea that there is only one, and once it is owned, no one else can ever have it. This creates a level of exclusivity that money alone cannot measure. And for those at the top of the wealth pyramid, such exclusivity is priceless. It is not about spending money, it is about owning history, owning a story that no one else can claim. And this is why era coins, especially those with multiple anomalies, can skyrocket in value far beyond what seems rational to the average person. Because they operate in a different market, a market driven by passion, prestige, and the thrill of the hunt. And while skeptics may question whether the 2012 P-Dime truly exists in the form described, the fact that such stories persist shows the power of numismatics to ignite the imagination, because coins are not just currency, they are artifacts of human systems. And when those systems fail in spectacular ways, the results can be extraordinary. Now imagine holding such a coin in your hand, knowing that its face value is 10 cents, yet its story could make you wealthier than most people will ever be in their lifetime. The contrast alone is enough to make your heart race, and it reminds us that value is not always tied to size, weight, or appearance. Sometimes it is tied to chance, to mistakes, to the rare alignment of circumstances that can never be recreated. And this is why people around the world check their change, search through coin rolls, and study their collections, hoping to find that one anomaly that could change everything, because stories like the 2012 P-Dime suggest that miracles can still hide in plain sight, waiting for someone to notice. And even if this specific coin remains a legend, the lesson it